Hello, welcome to the Damoov DataHub tutorials. This is the final video in the Welcome Guide series. I will demonstrate how to access the driving data and begin leveraging the powerful analytics available with Damoov. To start using the platform's advanced features, you need to create a user. If you go to the User List tab, you will see that there's no data. That's because no drivers are currently added to your application. There are two ways to add users. The first is adding users in DataHub. Click the Add Users button. Select an application and a user group. If you only have one application and only one user group, they will be selected by default. If you have already created several applications or user groups, that's where you can choose them. Below is the Create SDK User button. Click on it to create a new user. Here you can see their unique user ID, also known as device token. Let's copy this user ID, we will need it a little later. This device token connects the user with their telematics data. User ID is the only identifier that we store on our side. Click OK, then go to the user list, and you will see the user you just created. The second way is adding users through API. We talk about it in a separate video. The link is in the description. Once you have created a user, you can see them in your application. To dive into working with driving data, you need to generate a test trip. Find the Trips tab and click on List of Trips. Here you will see the Add Test Trips button. Click on the search bar, paste the user ID we copied earlier, and select the user. Mind that a newly generated trip will be associated with the chosen user. You can determine the type of distance and driving style. For the demonstration, I will choose an aggressive style. Click Create Trip, and a new trip will be created. First, it will need to be enriched by the platform, and within a couple of minutes, it will become available. Let's go to the list of users, find our user, and click on the Trips button right here. If some time has passed and the trip has already been enriched, we will see the newly generated trip. If you can't see the trip yet, try refreshing the page. Here's our freshly generated trip. If you click on it, you will see all the events that happened during this trip. Let's see what we have here. You will notice that there are different markers indicating driving events throughout the journey. This is the starting point of the trip. This is where the trip ended. The blue border marks the period when the driver used the mobile phone while driving. This icon resembles sudden braking. This shows acceleration. And this one, aggressive cornering. As you can see, the color of the line changes throughout the trip. Green means the driver did not exceed the speed limit. Yellow means the driver exceeded the speed limit. And red means the driver was driving at a speed seriously exceeding the limit. Below, there's a timeline with the breakdown of all driving events that occurred during the trip. Then there's an Overall Analytics tab. You can check out the driver's scores for this trip and see their performance on the spiderweb diagram. And below, there's a speeding analysis. That wraps up our Welcome Guide series. Remember that even before you start integrating, you can access all the platform's capabilities for free, test them, and find out what you can implement in your product. So you're more than welcome to just try using the platform yourself right now. And if you have any further questions or need help with anything, don't hesitate to contact us. Drive safe.